Hello, welcome to Health Talk. I'm Dr. Manny. We're always on the lookout for the next big thing in health. This year, there are a lot of exciting new trends to tell you about. Lucie Greene is joining me. She's a trend forecaster and author for JWT Innovations. She got a whole list for us. Welcome, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having me.
I love this segment because, you know, the next big thing, and people are going to be amazed of the things that you're going to talk about. So let's talk about, how do you pick a trend, by the way?
It's a little bit like journalism on steroids. We're essentially combing conferences, speaking to academics, looking for emerging new product categories in beauty and tech, but always with that filter of what does that say about the mindset of the consumer and what's motivating that. If that's only going to grow, then chances are the trends are going to grow too.
All right. So, and it has to be in different markets, people talking about it.
Yeah,
I mean,
and we cross-reference it with consumer data as well, like things that we're seeing in their behavior and their aspirations and economic data affecting their consumption habits and their living as well.
Here we go. The nominees for 2016. 360 Well-Being. What is 360 Well-Being?
This is essentially about the consumer viewing their health as one big ecosystem. So beauty, stress, productivity, diet, fitness, all used to be viewed in silos, and now the consumer is really seeing the connection between them. So we're seeing a whole wave of new products that are kind of hybrid or related to that fusion. So beauty products that are not just about nutraceuticals, but are actually presented as food. Because we actually found in some of our data recently that 80% of consumers in the UK and the US say that what you eat has actually more impact on their skin than anything you could apply to it.
Right. So
we're also seeing like fitness for combating stress and anxiety and so on. And so just a lot of awareness of the connection between those two.
So give me some examples of some of the products that people are pushing.
So we're seeing a real wave of naturalism in terms of anything that consumers put in or on their body or close to their body. And so things, what started really in food, so people wanting the GMOs removing from their food and a distrust of big food has really proliferated to all personal care products. So a category like tampons that might have been under the radar for a long time, suddenly we're seeing a real interest in the chemicals and the properties of those products and getting natural alternatives.
So personal hygiene products that are organic in nature and have no chemicals, that's one big trend.
Right.
The other thing that in that category that you talk about is stool banking, for instance, healthy bacteria.
Right.
Listen to me, stool, poop banking. What is that?
The poop economy.
The poop economy, yeah.
Right. So essentially, that's about, there's a new appreciation for bacteria and healthy bacteria. The perception used to be that bacteria was bad for you, but really now people are seeing that healthy bacteria, probiotics, actually has a lot of health benefits. So for example, when you take a range of antibiotics, you actually strip yourself of healthy biotics.
Right.
So you have companies like Open Biome allowing people to bank their own stools and in capsule form that they can take after a course of antibiotics and very quickly re-establish their natural balance.
And they expect to make money of this?
I think so,
okay.
Yes.
All right, let's so we went from the natural, the poop banking, of course, you have the fermented foods and the probiotics, all in that category.
Yeah.
Let's talk about tech health. That's another trend.
Right, that's a huge space of activity now, a huge amount of disruption. The biggest new thing we're going to see this year is the use of virtual reality in ever more creative ways. So already Microsoft has created something called HoloLens, which is virtual reality and holograms, enabling medical students to learn about operations in 3D using the technology. The University of Southern California has also introduced virtual reality with holograms to do at-home consultations. So if you live remotely or if you live in a different country, your doctor will, in hologram form, be able to come and consult you, or you'll feel like your doctor is in your room.
Can you imagine me popping up you in the living room doing a consultation? Hi, I'm Dr. McGinn. Anyway, okay, so holograms, technology. For education, I see it. I don't know if I believe that it's going to have a good impact in actual physical treatment. The other one is health on Healthonism. What is that?
Healthonism. I like to converge a lot of words and trends. I think it's fun. It's essentially health plus hedonism. So this is very much a millennial trend right now. The perception used to be that health and hedonism used to be mutually exclusive, but we're seeing actually a consumer that wants or believes that they can have it all. So, for example, in recently published data, we found that consumers are actually drinking more on the days that they exercise because I guess they feel like they're entitled. We're also seeing a whole new range of mixers for alcoholic drinks that involve cold-pressed juices or alternative cold-pressed milks. So presumably you can have your cocktail hour, and as long as it's got a cold-pressed health juice, it's fine.
So I'm going to pick a gym that has a bar,
right,
or a disco,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to get my exercise on the dance floor, whatever the case is, with the music I love. So there I have the best of both worlds. I'm going to get drunk, but I'm going to put in, instead of just having, Johnny Walker Black on Ice, I'm going to add some sort of
soy milk,
right, concussion that has been found to have, good health properties. And I know that we're talking about trends, but as somebody who deals with, ultimately those trends, I think trends lead to two things. Either they continue to get bigger and better, yeah, or they die in the vine because they have found to have no benefits whatsoever.
Right.
Some of the things that we talked about, especially the healthonism, the exercise bar or the mixed drinks, do you think that they hold water for the future?
I think the bigger meaning of them holds a better chance of surviving rather than the trend itself. So will we see cold-pressed cocktails continue to grow and grow and grow for the next 20 years? Perhaps not, or maybe in 2050 we'll still be sipping green juice from the NutriBullet with our vodka. But the point is, what isn't going to change is that consumers are increasingly prioritizing well-being but trying to rationalize that with their day-to-day activities. They're increasingly aware that they potentially could live to 142 years old, is what the Time magazine last year ran.
And if it's in Time magazine, it's true.
Right, and we're increasingly aware that we're custodians of this body that we're going to potentially have to live and work with until we're 80 if we can't retire till that age. But it's rationalizing that with this desire to have experiences and fun.
All right. Well, thank you for coming. Where can people get the whole list of these
So there
trends?
are actually 100 of them. There's healthy and retail and beauty and so on. It's all on jwtintelligence.com.
All right.
So the full report is there.
And if you want to check out that poop banking thing, it's in there too. Well, thank you so much for coming to the program.
Thank you for having me. Thanks.
And if you have health questions, send them here at Fox at drmanny@foxnews.com. Until next time, I'm Dr. Manny.